Hey guys, it's Major Foley here. Sorry for not uploading the past week and a bit. I actually fell ill for a bit, and then by that time I felt better. The parents were down, so, you know, while they were down, I thought I'd visit them. And then after that, we had our elections, so I decided to just take a break and come back when I felt a bit better, and now we're here. Now, as always, guys, if you want to go straight to the gameplay, timestamp is in the description. We are up to the Battle of Bremule, the 5th level of the Norman campaign, where two heavyweight kings fought face to face to decide the fates of Normandy in 1119. So, without further ado, let's get started.
William the Conqueror's sons had resolved their long feud over Normandy, with King Henry wresting possession away from his brother. But the French King Louis VI would not accept Henry's heir as the future Duke of Normandy. Henry's fragile power would face its first test, an invasion by the French king.
Battle of Bremule, 1119. So this mission's actually not too hard, and really, if something goes wrong, you can really recover quickly anyway. So we will be able to age up to this level 2, the next age, the 3rd age. There's no wrong landmark in this level to choose from. You can choose the King's Palace if you want an extra town center, the White Tower if you want an easy fortress, or keep, as it's properly called. I like to call it a fortress. Don't at me. Yeah. I'll also show you some boar hunting when you go for villages, and what you need to do if you do plan on boar hunting with villagers, because do it with villagers and you don't get specific upgrades, you're screwed. Anyway, here we go.
In the disputed countryside between Normandy and France, a smouldering farmstead gave away the beginnings of a French invasion. At the head of the vast army stood King Louis of France himself. An English scout hastily rode to inform King Henry of England, who was still en route to defend his borders. Hearing of the threat, villagers and guards fled their English-held towns and retreated to the stronghold of Fleury.
Alright, so the first thing you want to do is select all the units that are on the screen right now, and just send them to the bottom of the map. Same here, go down here, send all your units to the bottom of the map, and get the Steeled Arrow upgrade from the arsenal while you own it. Now move all your sheep to here, and start training villagers. Build a mining camp closer to the gold mine. There's no point using that mine. Put your scout in the tower. So we're not going to be using our scouts as combat troops when we defend this part of the map. As you can see, here's our Age 2 landmark, the Abbey of the Kings. If we kept our units nearby, it would heal, but we also don't. We'll lose it in the moment anyway, because we can't hold that village no matter what. So that's why we're retreating. Now, what you can do is with these spearmen, you can keep it on this road and you can save some archers from a minor attack. If you really want to. I don't really care because it's not necessary. Just pull them back. And all the villages that you bring back, at least the first set, these guys are going to go on wood. And then the second set you can put more on food or whatever. So we're going to build a mill up here.
All English hopes lay in holding Fleury for the king's arrival,
so we can get the wheelbarrow upgrade. Now, we will want to get some more upgrades for our troops, and we want to start training troops. Now, ideally,
succumbed to the French,
this.
And the English were pushed back towards Fleury.
So ideally, spearman is probably going to be your main unit, but I would actually say instead of building spearmen, just go straight for men-at-arms. And the reasoning for that is that there's a lot more foot soldiers later on, and it's just worth using them as far as I'm concerned. Like, spearmen will counter cavalry no matter what. They'll always beat cavalry, including knights with bracing ability and the bonus damage they have. But the men-at-arms are more tanky, and we're going to be facing a massive army towards the end of this. So, the mill's done. Let's get the wheelbarrow technology. And let's get the men-at-arms upgrade to early men-at-arms. Alright, these villagers are going to go onto the sheep as well. And now we're going to try to train archers and men-at-arms at the same time. But yeah, you can train men-at-arms, spearmen, and archers if you like. There's no problem training all three. I just prefer to go Vanguard, men-at-arms, and archers at the same time. So that's the little raid that I'm unfortunately killed those archers because I didn't bother defending them. So the reason we put our scouts in the tower is because the scouts will do more damage in the tower than they do melee-wise. So... And when the army arrives, they will very likely break through the wall, guys. Don't panic. They won't go for your villages, so you can easily defend. And by the time they start attacking you and you're in a fight, the King Henry will arrive with his reinforcements. So you have nothing to worry about. So just keep training units as you got the resources to do so. And get the double broadaxe upgrade as well while you're at it. By the end of this, we're going to have plenty of resources. Now, another thing I should mention is once we start taking back the villages, we'll have to deal with some local stables that the French have put up to stop raids. However, these raids aren't that threatening. They're more annoying. The reason being is that they just train scouts and not actually any horsemen. If they were training horsemen, I'd say it's a bit more dangerous to worry about. We're going to transfer some villages onto food. Alright, here comes the attack. And here we go. Attack. Try to get the horsemen around to the archers and have the rest of your units attack. And you'll be fine. Like I said, they'll break the wall, but it won't matter too much. From your armory, get bloomery and fitted leatherwork when you can afford it. And have your archers try to take on the horsemen and not the knights because they won't do as much damage. See, we're doing pretty well here. A lot of the archers are dead. So is a lot of our cavalry because they had spearmen as well. But we're doing pretty fine. And here's Henry. And when he gets to the front line, they'll retreat, pretty much. So just keep training your units. And then when you get to like orange cap population, just build a few more houses. Alright. Finish them off. If they start retreating, just let them go. Don't bother chasing them. Now, I'll show you how you can rebuild the walls because it looks like it doesn't build at all. Just build like that and it'll fix it.
Henry saw his chance to put England's claim to Normandy beyond doubt.
Alright, so let's reassign our control groups because our army did get messed up a bit. Alright, so we're going to run out of sheep very soon. So we're going to get research to survival techniques. This is the upgrade that gives your villagers +1 armor and a lot more damage against hunted animals, 100% specifically. So we're going to leave 4 more here. Help farm. And then the rest are going to go up to the boars. There is some more deer locally here and some more deer here if you really wish to use that, but we're not going to bother with that. Now, when you get to this bend in the road, don't send in your cavalry because there'll be a bunch of archers and a bunch of spearmen, and if the spearmen catch sight of you, which they will brace and your cavalry will be stunned. So we don't want that. We're going to put some more villagers on gold. And we're going to start attacking these next once the archers get a bit closer. Because the archers are moving a little slow. So there's our +1s that just came in. They're just attacking a house, nothing to worry about. Alright, so when you see fire patches like this is where you'll find stables. This one doesn't have it because it's just a camp, but there'll be like one up here and so on. Alright, so once the engagement begins, then move your knights and horsemen forward. With your villagers, build a mill here. Remember, Henry has the melee armor upgrade, so don't forget to use that. Just keep training your villagers. Get the horticulture upgrade. It'll be pretty important. Why are they waypointing there? I thought I waypointed there. Alright, so now with the survival techniques upgrade, I'm going to show you how to kill... Well, it's not hard to kill a boar, really. I'm just going to make sure that I kill a deer. Now, select your villagers and attack the boar. Your villagers will do better in melee range. They'll do more damage to it. But look how much damage the boar will do per hit. This is why you should use either a lot of villagers with survival techniques or military units to take care of it. Now, if we look at the boar itself, it's got 4 armor, 150 health, and 15 damage. That's why they hurt so much. However, killing them also rewards 2,000 food, so it's worthwhile to kill them. Another thing that actually this is different. In multiplayer, this doesn't work, so don't do
King
this in
Louis,
multiplayer.
determined to
After
oust
this
the
message.
English from Normandy, began sending attack parties to harass King Henry and his forces.
So professional scouts in the campaign lets you pick up boars as well as deer. But in multiplayer it doesn't, so don't expect it to do it in multiplayer. So we're going to just kill this last boar so we don't have to worry about it. And if you really want to, you can move him closer to the mill. But anyway, we're going to clean up Greenville and take it back. So to do that, kill all the units in the area. Don't destroy the buildings if you can help it, because the buildings will come under your control after you do that. Keep training. We don't need siege engineering for this mission, so don't worry with that. We're going to bring our scouts up and send them up. Just keep attacking them. And as you can see, there's one of the stables. Once we push the French out, we're going to clean up that stable. Actually, we can clean up the stables with our melee units, and the archers can take care of the rest at this point. So we'll do that. Oh, there's another part of the army. And that sound we just heard is saying we can age up. And we're going to. We're going to age up with, at least I'm going to age up with the White Castle. You can choose whichever one you want. But I like to go with the White Tower. King's Palace is a town center. This is a fortress, essentially. Build it here. Pick up that gold. Get the iron undermesh upgrade from the arsenal and keep training units from the front buildings that we have up here. Now, there is another stable down here, so we're going to go destroy it. Keep your units back here for now. As much as we want to go destroy the rest of the other stables, we need to defend our front line. Gonna destroy this stable. And the good news about building a fortress too is we can build siege units without having to build a siege workshop. So we're going to be taking advantage of mangonels in this mission. We are also still going to have to get some stone because we want to build another fortress later, and fortresses cost 1,000 stone. Because we want to build it up here so we can get the network of castles buff. So here comes the attack. Gotta get ready for it. This is why we kept training units. Now, they'll bring like 3 or 4 battering rams, so this is why you want to have a lot of melee units as well. Have your melee units focus down the battering rams and have your archers kill everything else. Hopefully our White Tower will be up by the time they arrive. They should be pretty close. Look at that men-at-arms just take on that scout. It's like not taking any damage. Alright, here they are. So charge the battering rams. And have your archers focus on everything else. And have your villagers go on the White Tower. And we'll train a couple of mangonels from the White Tower now. So just get rid of the battering rams so they don't do much. And as you can see, the AI is a little silly and will just go into the middle of your base for some reason. Yeah, your fortress can take care of like all the infantry if you want to focus it down. Yeah, make sure they don't destroy your buildings if you can help it. Now that we've aged up as well, upgrade your units from the back buildings that we had back at base. Doesn't matter if we lose the stable, we're not going to really build cavalry. But yeah, just keep training units. Have your mangonels come out this way. And we'll hold this fine. Should have activated the ability, I forgot about that from the hero, but we're alright. Most of the battering rams are taken care of. Have the mangonel fire. Beautiful. So the mangonel is perfect for dealing with AoE. We're going to lose that stable, so we'll just train some archers from the White Tower. So siege in this game will have a minimum shoot distance, just like the Patroboli and such in Age of Mythology. So keep that in mind. Alright, and once that's taken care of, we'll bring our villagers out. We'll build a couple of archery ranges back here, plus another barracks. And then we're going to start mining stone. We'll also get our gold and stone economic upgrades. So in the campaign, they can also switch to default ammo, which is good against units, and then incendiary ammo, which I assume is better against buildings. Doesn't really matter. So another thing I should probably mention is that Oh, right. Springolds, as a siege unit. They haven't been affected by the multiplayer changes, so they will still have 70 flat damage, as opposed to like 30 with 10 times bonus against siege. So they're still good against heavy units if you choose to mass Springolds, but we're not going to do that. Maganols also weren't affected by their recent nerfs and buffs, so forget about that. Now, with the White Tower, since it works like a fortress, we can upgrade our men-at-arms with extra melee and ranged armor. So this will make them extremely tanky. They'll go from +1/+1 to +4/+4, and then when we get this, they'll be +5/+5. When we get the melee and ranged upgrades from the Arsenal and Fortress, respectively. Sorry, the Arsenal and the Blacksmith, respectively. Now, this gold will eventually run out. We're going to just sell some food because we have plenty of it. And we're going to get our upgrades. Get Military Academy if you can a little later, just because it'll increase your training rate. So now, with the rest of our men-at-arms, we're going to go clean out the rest of the stables. So we don't have to worry about them later. Any attacks we suffer, they won't be big enough to worry about. Especially with the Mangonels, they'll take care of everything. Just clean that scout out. Alright, so we also want to get the Network of Citadels technology, which increases our attack speed bonus from 25% to 50% if we're near an outpost tower or town center. Take care of that stable, and there'll be 2 more along this path. And that's what we're cleaning up. In the meantime, we're just still training our units. If you want, you can also build a town center here. Now, I haven't talked about the crossbow unit. The crossbow unit is pretty much a heavy counter component to the longbowmen. So what they'll do is, like, they're good against knights and men-at-arms. They'll have bonus damage against those, as opposed to the longbowmen being better against, like, light stuff like spearmen. Alright, so we're going to get the balanced projectiles from them, and then we're going to get silk bowstrings for our archers as well, which finally increases their range. So those are our food gatherers, so we can just build a few more farms here. And we'll just use these for now. Now, there was some deer and a couple of boar up here, but we don't really need to use that right now. We do need to get a few more wood gatherers, though, because we've been falling behind, and we haven't been building extra lumber camps at the front. Alright, so keep going. And we're going to go take care of the stable that's up here. As you can see, that little patch there. So we're going to go take care of that now. Alright, so we're going to buy some more wood. We're going to sell some more food. And we're going to get the military academy so our units train faster.
Get it to Swinken, two folk.
Alright, get those last stables out. Just to stop the annoyances of them going into the base. I mean, you could just build outposts or something and equip them with arrow slits, but it's just better to get rid of them. They don't annoy you as much. Alright, we got 20 idlers. That's our gold miners, so we need to bring them up here. Alright, so we are going to also clean out the last area, which our men-at-arms went in. They'll be fine. They might lose, but they'll weaken the enemy pretty heavily, so I'm not too worried. We'll get our next wood upgrade. Like I said, try not to destroy the buildings, because they'll become under your control. Just finish burning that down. As you can see, the men-at-arms are just killing them. So you're wondering, well, Foley, if your men-at-arms are so tough, why not just go straight for the... Why do all this preparation? The reason is, look at that army. You're not taking the army with all those men-at-arms that you have. You need more. That's why I mentioned spearmen might be a decent thing to mix into, because there's a lot of cavalry there. But that's why we're great training Mangonels.
Recaptured, King Henry's claim to Normandy faced only one more.
Alright, so let's get the rest of the gold.
King Louis and
So now we can heal our units near the abbey, or we can just use the priest that comes.
Of Bremule, two kings
So we're just going to move our units over here, because our counterattack will happen here in a moment. And our villagers here, we're just going to build a mill here. and just have them stay there. We're not going to use these front ones. Now, we have enough stone for our keep, which is good, because I want to build infrastructure here so we can reinforce our units as quickly as possible. Now, I do have all the upgrades required. Yep. Get greased axles for your siege units to move faster. Don't worry about incendiary arrows. We're not facing any enemy siege, which would help our longbowmen. But we don't need to worry about that. So once the counterattack happens, we're going to set up our infrastructure up here. We're going to bring our stone gatherers, and we use these food gatherers to do so. Here comes the counterattack. We're going to keep training our mangonels, though, when we can afford them. So again, we're just going to sell some more food. And send them up here. That scout is, quite frankly, the most annoying little bugger. Alright, so counterattack should be happening. And yeah, they're coming up here. I love how the language of their units like changes as you age up. So look at that damage that just came in from that mangonel. I must have left a scout stable somewhere. Probably further up here, but I'm not going to worry about it at this point. See? Absolutely wrecked. Alright. So let's bring our villagers up. I'm going to start building our about 3 archery ranges and 3 barracks is what we want. Don't worry about a siege engineering workshop. We're going to be building, like I said, we've got enough mangonels coming from the White Tower. Your regular keeps can also build units, so keep that in mind. White Tower is just a landmark fortress. It's nothing any different, really. So move your units up to where your infrastructure is going to be. Oh, there's another counterattack. Interesting. So we're going to have to move our units back then. We just lost a mangonel, which kind of sucks. Just train some units. They don't normally counterattack this quickly again. But we'll be alright. Nothing to worry about. Just set up our mangonel over there. As you can see, you can set it up directionally. It's like Company of Heroes in that regard. I'd be quite confident with just that army alone. Boom, and there they go. Create another mangonel. So you can also upgrade your tower with a springald emplacement, which means they do more damage to heavy units. They're good against they're like a massive ballista bolt, so they're pretty effective against heavy units. All right, so with most of that infrastructure nearly done, we're gonna come up and build that keep. Alright, so don't let them destroy that other infrastructure that we have. We're going to bring our stone gatherers. Come up here. Realistically, in a last-ditch effort too, you can use your villagers to take out battering rams. The siege damage is fairly okay at 15, I think, or 10. There's one more building you got to do, guys. Don't leave your job, 99% done. So just keep training your units from here. And waypoint them right here for now. Now, I'd argue with this army you might be able to win, but you still need the network of citadels if you want to with that. And that's why we're building forward infrastructure. So we can guarantee that we will win. So build the fortress about here. And you'll be in the radius of the network of castles when we attack and defend. Oh, they're getting ready. So see, the moment we went up closer, they're getting into formation. So I think they're about ready to attack. Once they get ready. But our castle will be up by then, and they won't stand a chance. Especially with the mangonels we have. Alright, so let's bait them out. And here they come. Send the villagers back. And are they still trying to get into formation? Hilarious. Alright, just attack, move into them. That's all you gotta do. Don't forget to activate Henry's ability, so you get the armor when you get close enough. And watch the mangonels do their job. Just look at that damage that comes out. And if the men-at-arms tanking the damage with a total of, what, 9 armor, melee and ranged, it's insane how much they can defend. We're going to take care of those archers. And they're all dead. And since we're fighting under this, that's it. Oh, we lost King Henry. We can revive him if we want, but not really needed. Because we've just put King Louis's army to flight. Beautiful. Makes you wish those catapults were like that in Age of Mythology.
Far from home, but rallied by their king, the English army forced a French surrender and put King Louis and his knights to flight. With the impromptu battle ending in resounding victory for the English, King Henry had secured his ancestral lands under the English crown.
And that is that. So yeah, first-hand experience of the power of the mangonel. When you're facing like massive amounts of army. Even just having one in your army composition can turn the tide pretty quickly. So, that's it for the Battle of Bremule, guys. Join me next time for the first Battle of Lincoln. Oh, I plan on doing a long stream sometime this coming week. It'll be an Age of Mythology marathon for those interested. It'll be probably in chronological order, so we'll be starting with the Golden Gift first, before doing Fall of the Trident and the New Atlantis. It's also to get the hard levels out of the bloody way, because Golden Gift sucks. But, that's a hopeful plan for the week. It'll depend on what happens, but yeah, I hope to see you guys there. Remember, guys, you can reach me on my Discord by going to the link below in the description. Also, follow my Twitch account. It does help, please. I'm trying to go for 1,000 followers. Might not always play the games you want, but if you just get sick of the notifications, you can always turn those notifications off with the heart icon. It's the same with YouTube. Subscribe, please, if you do like my content. And if you want to get notified or not notified, just make sure to set your settings with the bell icon near the subscribe button. That's all, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.